Oh,
we
shit.
are
Real quick.
recording.
Yeah. Oh, one second.
Oh, you gotta take this.
Ma!
Yeah.
What do you want?
Where's my car charger?
Oh, I stole it. I needed it.
You stole it. You needed it. Okay, it's best to be back in my car when you get home.
It will be, I promise.
Use it all the time at work.
I had every intention of putting it back, Ma. If you want another one, there's one in the Pontiac. Just Gina hid the keys, so I don't know where they are.
I don't want the one in the Pontiac. I want the one that came with my phone that lives in my car. I'm tired of you guys taking my shit. You leave me a disaster. You take my shit. I'm tired of it.
Mom, I'm so sorry I stole your charger. Mom, you there?
What?
Are you there? Are you gonna be okay?
No, I'm really not. It better be in my car. That's all I can say.
Alright, I promise.
And then you better close the garage door, too, when you get home. Don't leave it open like you always do.
Hey, I do no such thing.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Ma, you want to be on the podcast?
Live on recording from suburbia, it's the Shorty, Money, and Dunk Show, where Generation X meets Generation M. You can find the Shorty, Money, and Dunk Show on Facebook. You can also listen to us on Podbean, iTunes, and Google Play. Listen, like, and share. Thank you so much for listening. Glad to have you here, wherever here is. I'm Shorty.
And I'm Dunc and Juiceman.
And I'm Juicman.
Wait, hold on a second. What? All right, well, we don't have money here today, so.
Oh no, she has been replaced.
We're gonna talk about that in a second. So it's Shorty and myself back for another episode, and we want to introduce our special guest host.
Heyo.
He was here when we talked about the Avengers in one of our first episodes. He's one of our improv friends and just a funny dude. Ladies and gentlemen, we give you Juicman.
Thank you.
Juice, what's loose, man? What's going on?
Life. You know, the usual.
You know, it's that magic right there is why we have him here. It's just
love those finer details.
Yeah.
Oh,
What came up with the Juiceman?
Yeah, that's a fun story.
Where'd that come from?
We didn't talk about that.
That's a fun story. So, the Juiceman persona came about one of my friends. It was a game we used to play when we were in high school, where he basically saw this guy on YouTube, pretty not what you would imagine being a rapper.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy, he called himself Dunc and Juiceman was his name. And he's the worst YouTube rapper you ever seen. Go look him up. I don't even know if he's on YouTube anymore, to be honest. But everything's on YouTube. But this guy calls himself Dunc and Juiceman. So it became a thing where if you ever left your Facebook logged in on someone's phone, computer, etc., that if you go to your computer to do your computer activities in private, and you happen to go on Facebook first, and you see, oh, Joe left himself logged in. You put up a Facebook status, call me blank Dunc and Juiceman. So I used to leave my shit on everywhere, and that kind of stuck. And then when I was in college, that intensified more.
Right.
Because I was in a fraternity in college.
Where'd you go to school?
University of Iowa.
Got it.
Yeah.
Hawkeye.
Yeah. Or, as some people mishear it, hot guy. The Iowa hot guys. I've heard that. But, and
okay. Only guys from Iowa only do that, right?
Yeah, right?
All right.
And then, so what happened was I was in a fraternity in college, and, there we go. We got the Juiceman going.
Is this from YouTube?
Okay.
Go Juiceman. Go Juiceman.
I got bars right here. You want to hear them?
Oh yeah, we do.
Drop them.
Scoop-de poop-de hoop-de scoop-de. You guys hear that song? You guys know what I'm talking about? Oh my god, you guys gotta listen to that. Anyone who's listening right now, listen to the song "Lift Yourself" by Kanye West as soon as you get the opportunity. Anywho, so the Juiceman persona came on because my fraternity brothers, it was a running thing where they thought that they didn't know the origin, so they thought any time that I put call me Joey the Juiceman as my status, or more so someone put that for me. They thought that was my public proclamation to having had sex. And I was like, you guys know I have a long distance girlfriend, so that gives you what your opinion of me is. That. But so that kind of stuck. So here we are.
I like that.
Yeah, it's gonna be Juiceman forever. Huh?
Oh, I will have Juiceman on my gravestone.
Juice, it's great to have you here.
Hey, so again, go back to the original question. Where the heck is money?
Well, this is probably going to be one of those things where it's going to be a segment because from time to time, either myself, I won't be here for an episode, or Money won't be here for an episode.
Flake.
So that's why Juice is going to be a willing participant to sub in for us. So we get to figure out where Money is. And can we give our guesses? And you can decide who's closest. Yeah. I'm trying to build up to the game that we're going to play on the back half of this episode.
Ooh, I love games.
I think, both of you give me your explanation where you think money is, and I'm going to judge based on ESP and all those kind of things where which of you has it right. So I'm going to go ahead and flip a coin, and I'm going to give it to Juiceman. You go first.
Thank you.
Where's money at?
I'm going to say it simple. I'm going to say it short. She's trapped in an oil painting.
Trapped in an oil painting. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's possible.
It's plausible.
Like she fell into an oil painting, or just...
No, like the spirit of the painting came out and sucked her into the painting, and now she is holding a pitchfork and staring at her wife.
Oh, okay.
That's what's happening.
I don't even know if I need to hear yours,
Money
Dunc.
Gothic.
Dunc, what do you got?
Anyone who knows anything about improv knows that the biggest hotbed of improv comedy is in Duluth, Minnesota. Oh. So she is performing with her troupe in Duluth, Minnesota.
What's the name of the troupe?
It is
The Trading Company.
Oh! Wow.
That was a tag team right there.
Wow.
Good work.
Wow. Two great explanations. Either Money's in Duluth, Minnesota with the Trading Company performing, or she's been sucked into an oil painting by the spirits of some sort. Not just any oil painting, the American Gothic oil painting.
Specifically. Which, like Mona Lisa, is an overrated piece of shit.
I got to give it to the Juiceman.
Thank you.
Juice up 1-0. 1-0.
Juice, you win the special prize, which we haven't determined what it is.
We get to bring.
Do I get Stanley's cup?
You get to stay on the episode for the rest of the episode.
We get to.
Oh, that's good.
We get to bring him back once we have Miss Scarlett on again. So that's his prize.
There you go.
Yeah. So congratulations.
All right.
We'll give you that. So we're in the hotbed of the epicenter, the magma, if you will, of summer movie season, and all the big pictures.
So we're not in Hawaii?
No. It was a thing. I'm gonna paint a word picture. Everything's not literal, like not as literal as people being sucked into oil paintings. Right? You feel me?
Figuratively. Yeah.
I'm about to take away your special prize.
Uh-oh.
But we just had the latest entry in, I guess we'll call it the Star Wars. I don't think it's a saga. It's a Star Wars story, Solo, which all three of us, I think, have seen, correct?
Confirmed, yes.
Okay.
Affirmative.
So without giving away anything, like the fact that Solo dies at the end, what did y'all think about
that?
That
was kind of a bummer.
Yeah, it was kind of a bummer.
Died in the end.
Yeah.
Terrible.
We're all talking about the same movie, right?
Yeah, Solo.
Okay.
I liked it. I think they had a good amount of action in there. I liked it more than the latest two Star Wars episodes. I think the standalones that have come out have been much more entertaining than absolutely.
You liked it more than like episode 7 and 8?
Yes.
Huh.
For sure.
Teach their own.
For sure.
So you like Solo better than 7 or 8?
Yeah, it was over 7 for sure.
Yeah.
8 was better than 7, but I feel like I'm being judged right now.
You are.
I feel like I need money to get out of
the listeners. The listeners can hear the daggers I'm shooting you.
Oh yeah, the literal
money
daggers.
wouldn't be doing this to me. Well, actually, she probably would.
She probably would. Yeah, you'd be taking a rash of shit right now, without question.
Star Wars Episode 1, GOAT.
Episode 1?
The best.
I don't know.
I'm kidding.
No.
I'm kidding. But really, you liked it more than 7 and 8? That's interesting.
Yeah, I think it had more action. I like Rogue One even better.
Oh yeah,
I like Rogue One better than all the latest series.
Juicman, what's your
take on the movie?
Yeah,
I liked it.
Yeah,
enough. That's like my new phrase. I liked it enough.
Yeah. So that you spent the money, it was okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm okay with the fact that I spent, I think, $90 to go see the movie.
$90?
Oh yeah, I bought like 10 tickets and no one paid me back, so I spent $90 to go see Solo.
How does that work out? Is it people that you would
happens
like?
every time I put my card down on anything.
Oh, I wouldn't do that.
You know,
yeah.
R.I.P. But yeah, we went. I enjoyed it. It was good. It had some good, elements to it, but for the most part, I just felt that it was maybe even a little bit not that necessary of a movie.
Yeah,
and,
I agree with you.
You know,
I wasn't really excited about it, but for whatever reason, again, my background working in the movie theater and seeing a lot of movies, I get excited about these things. This one I wasn't excited about, but Thursday night when it came out, I just jumped on the app and saw that there was a seat available. So me and my buddy went, and
nice.
Within
in one seat. So you sat on his lap, or how did that work?
Well, we switched halfway
okay.
through.
Right,
he
fair.
started out on top. It crushed my bladder. I had to run to the bathroom. When I came back, he started to stand up. I said, "No, I'm on top." But
oh man!
So we ended up.
You weren't solo, is what you're saying.
Oh boy!
Got it.
Anyway,
but. So I ended up seeing it, and I was surprised by it. I think part of the reason that I was surprised by it is because I was expecting to be disappointed, and it wasn't disappointing. I would disagree with you, Dunc, that it was better than 7 or 8. I would put it somewhere. I mean, Rogue One I really loved. I don't know if I'd say it's my favorite Star Wars film, but it was right up there. It was like a completely pleasant surprise.
Yeah.
7, I'm trying to do all the math and remember which one's which. The Force Awakens, I liked a lot, even though it's J.J. Abrams, who I think is kind of, to me, like eye candy a little bit.
He's coming back for episode 9,
yeah.
which comes out next December of 19.
Yeah.
Thank God.
But overall, I think it was enjoyable. I mean, nothing earth-shattering. It certainly seemed like they were setting up a whole Solo series.
It seems that way.
Absolutely.
Now,
absolutely.
Whether that'll happen or not is
I would argue it won't.
Yeah, it's questionable because the film was expected to, by Disney, was expected to gross on the 4-day weekend $130 to $150 million. I mean, $83 million on the weekend, $104 million on the 4 days, which was, that's a lot of money.
Oh, it is a lot of money.
Make no mistake.
How much they spend on it?
Yeah, how much do they spend to make it? The talk right now is, and it didn't do well overseas either. So they're anticipating, based on what I read from the experts, whoever they might be, that it's only going to make $500 million, which is
that's terrible.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But which based on the cost to make the film, it ended up being $270 million, and the cost to market it. That's a huge failure, and they don't get people in the seats, so they can't sell all the merchandise that goes with it.
Right.
And it's a question.
Right.
The question that becomes, is there a Star Wars burnout at this point? We had the Jedi, The Force Awakens, and then The Last Jedi, which came out last winter, which really got lukewarm reaction, I think, from critics and also from fans.
Yeah.
Ended up not making as much money as it was expected, and now we have another Star Wars movie coming out that seems to be destined to run the same course. It's not going to be the success that is expected to be. If you look at the box office figures, The Force Awakens made worldwide over $2 billion. The Last Jedi came out and made $1.3 billion, still not a small dollar amount.
Right.
If we go with the experts, it says Solo is going to make $500 million. Rogue One, which I think was a harder sell than Solo because it was completely new characters. I mean, it fit in with the storyline to a certain extent.
Right.
Made $1 billion. Is there burnout at this point? I mean, what are we looking at?
Well, this is something we addressed when we were talking about the Avengers.
Right.
And about, I think I asked you specifically about whether or not there's going to be a fatigue factor with the Avengers. And yet we're seeing this with Star Wars. So what's the difference between Star Wars and the Avengers that there is a fatigue factor going on with this series?
Oh, man. My thing with the Avengers is I feel every Avengers movie adds something to the whole story. You don't, you see an individual Avengers movie and you're like, okay, it ends up making more sense into the grand picture. And it makes you feel like you missed out on more.
Right.
If you didn't see one.
Right.
And Avengers movies, I feel like we're almost conditioned that we expect there's going to be a lot of them. They're going to come out pretty quickly. Mm-hmm. And because they're different enough, and I guess because the point I'm getting to with this, I guess, is I think Solo was a bit of an unnecessary movie.
Right.
I don't think it really added anything to the story. Like, yeah, it's cool. Like, you get to learn about Han Solo as a kid, or not as a kid, but as a younger adult.
Yeah.
Right.
The Parsec run.
Yeah, and all that, and it's cool, but we almost already knew everything that was going to happen in the movie before it happened. I mean, like, and I know we said no spoilers, but guess what? If you saw any other Star Wars episode, you already know that they do the Kessel Run.
Right.
And you already know that Han...
Kessel Run. I said Parsec Run.
Yeah,
it's in
12 parsecs.
12 parsecs. Yeah. Something parsecs.
You already know that Han Solo wins the Millennium Falcon in a card game from Lando.
Yeah.
And,
you
already know he meets Chewbacca, like...
There was only one big surprise that I'm not going to talk about.
No, and we won't talk about that. I know exactly what you're talking about. And that was a good element. And I got in a pretty heated discussion with one of my coworkers about that. Mm-hmm. But
to what extent?
To the extent that I proved him dead wrong.
Oh.
Because don't question my Star Wars knowledge.
Okay.
But actually, I am not. I learned when I went to Disney this year that I'm not as big of a Star Wars nerd as I thought I was.
No.
What'd you
learn? In what sense?
Right? So we were standing in line to meet Chewbacca, do a character meet.
Right.
And they have in the line they have TVs with Star Wars pieces of trivia on the screens.
Right.
And boy, let me tell you how many of these questions I got wrong.
Really?
It was insane. Granted, they asked a lot of questions about like Star Wars Rebels and like Star Wars: The Clone Wars, like the animated series.
Right.
Which I haven't seen.
No.
I mean, I've seen part of Clone Wars, but I haven't seen any of Star Wars Rebels. There's very popular character, I think his name is Urza, and he has a kind of cool lightsaber where his lightsaber handle doubles as a blaster.
Oh.
And yeah, he's only in the animated show though, but you'd be surprised the amount of people I see holding this
Urza.
Yeah, this lightsaber.
You've never seen him
no idea.
Wow. The name sounds familiar. Of course I might have read it somewhere.
Maybe.
I read too much.
But I'm pretty sure, I mean, unless I'm thinking of a different character.
Might have been my grandfather's name.
Oh, great grandpa Urza. Yeah. But that was my thing, though. Just Solo. Like Rogue One added something. Okay. Like, in episode 4, they're like.
That was a bridge, yeah.
Yeah, they're like, X amount of Bothans died to bring us this information. Like, okay, cool. Like, so they mentioned it one time that some people died to bring you the Death Star plans.
Right.
But you get to see now how that happened, and I feel like it added more context to the whole story.
And it was well done.
Yes, I agree.
It was very well done.
And how it led into episode 4 was just amazing.
Yeah.
And but Solo, it just didn't add anything new. And I think that's... And plus, my mom, big Star Wars fan, she's like, no one can be Han Solo except Harrison Ford. And there's some legitimacy to that. And,
can we get your mom back on the phone?
We're gonna talk about something that happened with your mom a little bit earlier. That's gonna be coming
up. It would be a whole series of
shows.
Can I just do a podcast with your mom?
If she wants to.
Leave. We'll stay at home and let your mom.
I would say we could Skype her in, but I have the car charger.
I want to bring up something else that really shocked me because I didn't know everybody that was in the movie. But how does Woody Harrelson get such luck that he gets pulled into all these movies? Because
he went
from such a...
He's got to have a good agent.
going from Cheers,
right?
And I can't remember what was his character.
Woody.
Woody,
Wasn't it?
thank you.
Not a lot of creativity there, right?
But he was in the Hunger Games, and then he gets pulled into this, and
he's in Planet of the Apes too.
God,
that's right.
Yeah, he's in the new one.
The new one.
I don't.
I didn't see it. I heard it was good though.
Very good. I like that whole. That's a solid series.
I haven't seen any of them.
Yeah. Really?
Nope.
Oh, you should check it out.
Yeah, I mean, I lied. I did see the one where the monkey is like a baby, and then he's in the zoo.
First one.
But like the first one of the remakes, I think.
Not the remakes. No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not talking about the '60s.
Oh, we're not talking about that. No. We're not talking about Spaceballs.
Yeah, no.
I want to go back to the Avengers episode we talked about, and I know we specifically talked about Star Wars when Shorty and I were growing up, and how they were spaced out, but 2 or 3 years apart. I think all these things would have had a lot more power. I think the 7 and 8 would have been a lot more powerful for me. Well, especially for 8, since it came, what was it, 2 years after 7?
Yeah.
And then 1 year after Rogue One. I think 2 or 3 years of just missing these movies, I would have just really dug them a lot more.
Yeah. I mean,
as a fan, I want to see them. I want to see more movies, and I want to like them.
Right.
But I kind of almost am agreeing with you a little bit on this. I think less could be more.
That's a first.
Yeah, it's a first.
Perhaps.
It could be. It could be. There's some anticipation there.
This was a troubled production
from the start.
Yeah, the original directors, Phil Lord and Chris Miller, who were behind they I think 5 movies to the direction credit before Star Wars. They did both of the 21 Jump Street movies, Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs. They had filmed, I guess, 70%, from what I read, 70% of the film had been completed. And the producers were getting on them because they asked for some extra time to finish. And there's obviously some backstory that we'll never hear unless they release the Lord and Miller version of Solo. But they ended up canning them and reshot most of the movie with Opie, Ron Howard. Which is interesting to me because the deadline that the shooting date that he ended on was months past what they were looking for. So there's got to be some other issue going on.
Maybe the studio interfered too much.
Yeah, Kathleen
didn't like what they were doing.
Kathleen
or something.
Kennedy, I think, was the producer on that. But so the budget ballooned up to $270 million, and again, it's a watchable film. It's somewhat enjoyable, but it didn't have anything to it to kind of hook you in. You have a beloved character played by somebody else, and it's just kind of like,
And that's my thing too. Yeah, I just feel like you can't. I think that's where you go wrong, is kind of manipulating a beloved character.
Right.
It's almost like a too soon factor.
Yeah, agreed. Agreed.
I don't remember the name of the actor that played Han in that movie. Do you think it would have had
something?
Aldrich.
Do you think it would have had a lot more value or interest if it was a character that people knew? Because there was a lot of people that we know in that movie.
He needs cast someone more.
You cast the lead character as someone that I think the vast
majority of people. Yeah, I disagree with that. Personally, if you're gonna recast a beloved character, I think you almost have to do it as a no-name.
Right. I would agree with you on that.
Because I feel like it adds more credibility to it. Because you see a more famous... imagine if Woody Harrelson played Han Solo. Think about that for a second.
Yeah.
It's just too... You've seen them in too much other stuff.
Right.
It kind of has a hard time putting your hand around that.
Yeah, I couldn't even think who in the common view would...
Well, that's why characters actors die as characters
in
their acting careers a lot, because you can't see him as anything else.
Yeah. So they put a new guy, and I don't know what his background was before this. I've never heard of him. Which doesn't necessarily mean anything, but built around him stars like
the same thing
Emilia
with any
Clarke
of the other stars for any of the new Star Wars movies.
Yeah.
I mean, who are these people?
Right. Yeah, the girl that plays Ray, I can't even remember what her name is.
Oh, Daisy Ridley. You can't
There
disrespect.
you go. Yeah.
Come on, you already know I know that.
And then Finn is John Boyega.
That is correct.
Oh, man, I'm all over it. all over it.
I didn't see Pacific Rim 2. I wanted to, though.
So I haven't seen that either. That like came and went in no time. So in the Star Wars movies that are upcoming, we have Episode 9, which is going to be directed by J.J. Abrams, which is scheduled to be released in 2019. He stepped in after...
It'll be so much better.
Yeah, there was someone else who was slated to direct that. I don't have it written down here. But he took a walk, I think, shortly after The Last Jedi came out. We have Rian Johnson, who directed The Last Jedi, who apparently currently has, I think, a production rights to a new trilogy. Not sure whether it's within the canon of what we're seeing right now.
A Star Wars related trilogy?
Yeah,
okay.
Which I'm kind of dubious about seeing that come to fruition, just given the fact that The Last Jedi was so divisive, and I think he alienated a lot of fans with some of the choices that he made.
I feel bad for him too, because I know, like, I've watched a lot of interviews with the director, and like, he's such a big Star Wars fan.
Yeah,
you know, and
but he
tried to do it right.
But he threw a lot out, a lot out. And I respect that he wanted to do something a little bit different. I was kind of looking forward to something different, but you kind of get off-putting where the opening scene with the ship flying up to the I don't remember all the planet names.
Or the base, whatever.
Yeah, and they're doing this whole conversation. It was Spaceballs.
Yeah, and
I'm like, I'm not sure whether I like this or not.
Yeah.
And the same thing in the way that he treated Skywalker when he's handed the lightsaber, and he kind of does this,
just like throws it. Yeah.
I'm like, what is going on here? It was disconcerting. So I kind of wonder if he's going to be able to stick around.
Just the whole tone of that movie.
Yeah, it was weird.
Off.
It was weird. So we have that. There is David Benioff and D.B. Weiss are also slated to get their series. They're
oh, really?
Behind
I didn't know
Game
that.
of Thrones.
Yeah, I know that.
So that's on the slate. And then we also have more Star Wars stories that are supposed to be in the works right now. There's one for Boba Fett, which I don't get.
I would love that.
I don't get it, because I think we covered Boba Fett in
It'll be a quiet
Attack
place
of the
too.
Clones. Yeah, quiet place too.
Say 5 words.
Yeah. There's been talk recently about an Obi-Wan movie.
That I would like to see.
Yeah, that would be interesting. Especially they brought Ewan McGregor back with a different director who would actually let him act rather than deadpan everything. That'd be fantastic. And then, I'm predicting, although given the box office, whether or not it's going to happen is questionable, more solo films, which I don't know that there's an appetite for at this point.
Juice, I want to go back to the solo part about having a relative unknown play solo, but yet surround him with recognizable faces, people that we've seen before. Why not just? Why not just put a recognizable face with that, or is it the other people just propping him up to try to make it work?
I feel like there's some validity to that. You bring in those big names to draw people into a theater.
Right.
I feel you
Emilia
don't want them to be the driving force behind the movie, and I guess because these other characters, they're really in the grand scheme of everything in Star Wars, they're nobodies. Like, I don't know, Han Solo's childhood girlfriend is a nobody.
Yeah.
Not Harrison Ford. My God. Why am I drawing a name?
Lando?
No, not Lando. My God, the other smuggler guy. The actor. Woody. There he goes. Yeah, Woody.
Woody?
Yeah, I was drawing a blank on Woody there.
Didn't me.
But he's in the ultimate grand scheme of things, a nobody in the Star Wars universe. So you can have those big names bring in like the validity of those characters, or not even validity, but just bring in some more crowd appeal, I guess.
Yeah.
But I just feel like with the major characters, I mean, I think Chewbacca was a different actor too, but not that it mattered.
That's new. Yeah. That guy has been in either 7 or 8 though. They
okay.
Okay. They've used him before.
Okay.
Peter Mayhew is probably in his mid-70s now.
Yes, right.
A little up there.
It's they're not
like Han Solo.
They're not
walking around.
There are not a lot of 6'11" guys clamoring for that role at this point.
No, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar is past the age of being able to handle it. You got the guy that plays Guardians of the Galaxy. What's his name? Drax.
There you go.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's just unfortunate. I really like the movie, and I'm disappointed that it didn't do a better job in the box office.
Yeah.
And
I had a friend of mine who liked Solo more than Rogue One, and crazy person, but to each their own.
But you said that you won that argument, though.
No, that was a different coworker I was arguing with.
So you were just laying pipe all over the place at the office, right?
I don't know if I'd say laying pipe,
Yeah.
but
I mean, as a weapon, not.
Hi, Nikki.
Again, the soon-to-be former fiance.
If Shorty has anything to say about that.
oh man, I'm exposed.
I just wish they'd spread these things out a little bit more.
Yeah.
It kind of kills the momentum on.
And that's the thing too. There was the shortest increment between two Star Wars movies by far.
Right.
I figure.
Yeah.
What was Last Jedi? November, December.
The Last Jedi came out December 15th.
Yeah, it was another Christmas movie.
Yeah. So December to what? Now we're in
So 6-7 months.
May.
May.
That's so quick.
Yeah.
And it'll be another year and a half before another one, which I think will help Episode 9 too.
That will help. Yes.
Yeah. You had a solid year between.
Like I don't know why not just make it another winter movie. It didn't make sense to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Needed a tentpole. No, that's what they.
Great.
No, it's not the thing. It's called a tentpole. It's a tentpole movie. All right, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know what
Fair
a
enough.
I don't know what a
Alright.
tent pole is outside of popping a tent, but you know.
I think Shorty lost me when he was saying that Juice was laying pipe at the office.
All right. So I guess we'll sit on bated breath until December 2019 to see how Episode 9 turns out and where the appetite sits for Star Wars at
if
that
it's anything
point.
like 7, it'll be good.
So I've got a fun game that I want to play.
Ooh.
If it's all right with the both of you.
Games.
Excited.
Games.
Yeah, it's going to be a competition. We're going to call this the Smoking Gun game. For those of you that are not familiar with, the Smoking Gun is a website you can go to. I think it's smokinggun.com. Or I'm going to go with use the Google machine, and you can find it.
The Google machine.
But the Smoking Gun, the concept behind it is that they take odd criminal stories that occur across the country and across the world, and they provide news reports on them, and also actually post pictures of the alleged offenders as well as the full police reports, which oftentimes can be quite comedic. So the game that we're going to play with the Smoking Gun is that I have a couple stories here, and I'm going to give you some...
Wait, are we doing a best out of 3? I think we need to do a best out of 3.
I can do the best out of 3 without a problem.
Are you okay with that, Juice?
We're going to do 3 of these?
We're going to do
3.
3. See who
I'm down the clown.
See who gets closest.
Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 3 words from the headline. I'm going to give you the name of the accused, their age, and the charges that have been levied against them, and also the location where the offense took place. And you're going to take those pieces of information and use your detective skills to tell me what that person did to get arrested and charged with the crimes that they're accused of.
Okay.
And I will judge based on creativity, and on the off chance that either one of you actually gets it correct, you'll get double points.
All right.
All right.
Do we win a prize?
The prize is going to be a surprise.
Sorry, one
Oh, surprise. Surprise.
All right.
Surprise will be a surprise.
Gets a car charger.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, I've suddenly fallen into a car charger, in case
Yes.
anyone's wondering.
All right. So story number 1. The 3 words from the headline: coupon, conundrum, and whoppers. Do you need me to say those again?
What was the third one?
Coupon, conundrum, and whoppers.
Got it.
The accused's name is Miguel Latorre, Latorre. Miguel Latorre. He's 23. He's been charged with battery. That's the only charge. He was booked into the county jail on a misdemeanor count, and he was released from custody after a relative, so somebody likes him, posted a $500 bond. And this took place in Largo, Florida. So again, coupon, conundrum, whoppers. Miguel Latore charged with battery and in Largo, Florida. So I'm going to go ahead and flip a coin, and we're going to give the first opportunity to the Juiceman. Juiceman, what happened?
So let me tell you what happened here, because I already know what happened. There's this guy, Miguel.
Miguel.
That's what we'll call him.
Okay.
The police will call him.
That's his name, so that's probably a good place to start.
Yeah, that's a good just starting point.
Not Mike.
So this dude is 23 years old, and he's living in Largo, Florida, which you didn't say Key Largo, which makes me think it's a depressing place.
Largo, yeah. No
He is
key.
in America's Basement in Largo, and obviously he was checking his mail that, you know, he probably lives in an apartment, so he has to walk down 6 flights of stairs over like 6 doors and go to the public.
Okay.
Go to the public mailbox, and he gets this sweet ass coupon for some free Whoppers at Burger King. So what does he do naturally? He goes down. Well, actually, he doesn't even go down to there because he has to go back upstairs to get his keys for his car. I'm going to assume he's driving like a 1998 Buick Century, tan and rusted out on the bottom.
Okay.
And so he grabs his coupons, but while he's in his room, takes a pit stop to huff some battery acid. And then, you know, frantically goes to his car and hobgoblins his way down over to the local Burger King, in which case he demanded that they honor his coupon, and they would not honor it because this guy drove himself to McDonald's instead. So that's where I'm at.
Okay. So we got Miguel living in America's basement of Largo, Florida. Got a coupon and drove his crap car over to McDonald's.
Yeah, to redeem Burger King coupons. That's the short version.
Okay.
That was my same thought, but I thought he was driving a Gremlin. But I think that he was either high or drunk and tried to redeem these coupons at McDonald's and beat up the clerk for not honoring those said coupons.
Okay. So we have Miguel taking the coupons for Burger King to McDonald's and causing a ruckus of some sort. Is that that's what I'm here for both of you?
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was the right answer.
I think that he beat down the guy.
So you're saying beating. You're saying I'm trying to distinguish.
Oh, so he said battery because he beat the employee.
Yeah.
And I said battery because he huffed on battery acid.
Yes.
Okay. Neither one of you are correct. You're close.
Damn.
We're in the right neighborhood. We're shopping in the Target, that's for sure. Cops. Coupon conundrum over Whoppers leads to the bust of a Burger King patron. In what the arresting officer described as a coupon conundrum, a patron allegedly attacked a Burger King worker who would not accept several coupons for discounted Whoppers, according to an arrest affidavit. Police said Miguel Latore, 23, tried to use his Burger King, use his coupons at a Burger King in Largo, Florida, Saturday afternoon. However, there was apparently some kind of problem with his coupons. When Burger King worker Charlotte Price, quote, attempted to explain the coupon conundrum, reported Officer Stephanie Blitz, Latore became engaged and frustrated by the Whopper coupon situation. Latore allegedly grabbed Price by the wrist and attempted to pull her over the counter. A physical altercation ensued, said Officer Blitz, who noted that several witnesses observed Latore's coupon meltdown. So, neither one of you got it right.
I don't know. DuPont is pretty close. He just had the location wrong.
The location was wrong. I'm gonna agree with you. Dunc and DuPont, as much as I love Juiceman, the detail behind your story, Dunc, you get a point for story number 1.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right.
So you just took it too far. I don't think you understood the battery charge. He was charged with battery. He didn't huff it.
What can I say? I huff batteries.
Do people huff batteries? Is that a thing?
I don't know.
No.
I don't think
that
so.
would have made the story even better, though.
It's paint. That's what I normally huff.
Yeah, our computer duster.
Okay.
All right. 1-0. I own Juiceman in this, by the way.
Oh, wow.
I
own him.
Hey,
wow.
You take it easy over there.
Okay. Story number 2. The 3 words in the headline. Naked, tub, and Cheetos.
Now, are these words in the title or just in the whole article?
These are words in the headline. Naked tub Cheetos.
Okay.
The accused name is Evelyn Washington.
Oh, Evelyn.
Evelyn.
She's been a
Stirring up some trouble.
bad girl.
She's a 29-year-old woman arrested for burglary and criminal damage to property. She was locked up. She's currently in lockup in lieu of an $8,000 bond. And this took place in Monroe, Monrow, Louisiana. So to recap, naked tub Cheetos is the headline. 3 of the words in the headline. Evelyn Washington, 29-year-old woman, was arrested for burglary and criminal damage to property. I'm going to go ahead and Dunc. Since you won the last round, we're going to give you rights. The first attempt.
I wouldn't say I won more than say dominated.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Anyway,
I guess I'll just sit here and take that.
Yeah, all right.
I'm used to it.
Setting the bar kind of high.
Dominate me.
Yeah.
Evelyn, a longtime resident of Monroe, Louisiana, came home pretty intoxicated and pulled into a driveway she thought was hers, but it was actually a neighbor a few doors down. She broke into the house and was so hungry she brought Cheetos, stripped down naked, and went into the hot tub in the back. And she was caught by police eating Cheetos, just drunk out of her mind, trying to sober up. She got arrested in the hot tub, naked as the day she was born. Juice.
All right.
2-0.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
Likely-
Number 3.
We don't need to
Likely
listen to his.
story.
Let's go.
Let's move along.
Likely story, but I got one for you here.
All right.
So here you are. I'm going to paint a picture for you.
Is it the one that
Oil
Mummy's
painting?
trapped in?
Yeah, right. Your name is Evelyn Washington. You're so confused in life. You don't even live in Washington. No.
No.
You live in Monroe, Louisiana.
Oh, okay.
I'm with you.
And one day, when you are sorting your home good accessories, you decide, you know what would be good in this house? A new bathtub. So, sure as hell, you get in your 1998 Buick Century, tan, rusted out.
Same car? Miguel's car?
Yes.
Miguel's missing his car. What about Mike?
You've recently stolen a car from a man named Miguel, and you drive down to your local IKEA furniture store, and you're like, you know what's the best way to try out a new tub for my crib? Is to get naked in the store and sit in the tub, but you feel embarrassed. You're like, oh my goodness, I feel so exposed. So,
Are we still talking about the story,
yes,
or is
yes,
this
yes,
like a
yes.
true recount of something that you did?
no, this isn't real.
Okay.
No, it
This
is
I'm
real.
I'm painting
It is-
a picture.
It's real to Evelyn.
It's real to Evelyn. It happened. I know because I saw the article.
That's right.
And and lo and behold, you try to turn the faucet on. Well, there's no water when the bathtub's just sitting in the display at IKEA. So you go down to the cafeteria and buy 10 to 30 family-sized bags of Cheetos and fill the tub in the store with Cheetos to bathe thyself in
And
orange powder.
If you're in IKEA, you have to go through the whole maze to go to the cafeteria and then go through the whole maze again to get to the tub. So
It's worth it
Evelyn
to try
was-
out the tub for your dope
Evelyn
crib.
was dedicated, is what you're saying.
She must look pretty good because either that or completely frightening because no one stopped
No
her.
one did.
Yeah, no one cared. She probably took her clothes off, realized she needed the Cheetos,
Uh-huh.
and went down to get the Cheetos naked.
Maybe
So
she
that-
got thunderous applause like Juice did. for
Oh,
the
yeah.
first episode.
I know if I saw Evelyn Washington, age 29, naked at IKEA, I would applaud her.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
All right.
All right. So
2-0. All right.
So we got 2 responses. Number 1, Evelyn was drunk, went to the wrong driveway, broke in, and ate some Cheetos in a hot tub. And then Evelyn, from the Juiceman, Evelyn took Miguel's car to IKEA because she needed a new tub. And stripped down naked. There was no water in the tub at IKEA, so she went down and bought 10 not just 10 to 30 things of Cheetos, brought them back up, put them in the tub, and soaked in the Cheetos. So before I cast my judgment, I'll tell you what the real story is. The headline is Naked Burglar Found in Tub Eating Cheetos. Victim found nude, 29, in her bathroom. So upon returning home from work Tuesday, a Louisiana resident discovered a woman naked in her bathtub and eating her Cheetos, police report said. When the victim confronted the intruder, the woman told cops the naked burglar claimed that, quote, an unknown male told her to break into the victim's house. Cop responding to a 911 call identified the naked woman as Evelyn Washington, a 29-year-old Monroe resident whose home was a little more than a mile away from the victim's house. Washington apparently entered the home through a broken window. An officer noted that she observed the bathtub to be full of water and a plate of food along with half-eaten Cheetos belonging to the victim on the toilet next to the tub. There's a whole sanitation issue there that we could dive into for the next hour. But this is a difficult one.
What, you never eat toilet Cheetos?
I keep food intentionally well separated from the toilet. I don't even chew gum when I'm on the toilet. It's a thing.
It's a weird feeling to eat on the toilet.
Would not know. Not a line that I've crossed. So I have to say that, Dunc, your story was pretty close to accurate, but I'm going to give this one to creativity because the image of a naked person meandering around IKEA with 10 to 30 boxes of Cheetos.
We're talking about accuracy to the
Play it where it
actual
lies.
story.
I am the judge, and it's either accuracy or creativity, and in this particular one, I got to go with the creativity. So we have Dunc has one, and the Juiceman has one, so unfortunately, we're tied.
I got robbed.
So we have to...
So we're just going to stop here, right?
No, we have to do the tiebreaker without question. Without question. We can't just leave it hanging like this. The listeners will be unsatisfied. So, story number 3. The 3 words in the headline that you have to work with are man, hash, and mass. Man, hash, and mass. The accused is Brian Jones, 74. He was charged.
Is that Brian with a Y?
Brian, Brian.
Okay, someone who's 74 doesn't have Brian with a Y in their name. Okay,
No, it doesn't happen.
Brian
this is old white timey folk Brian.
Brian.
Okay,
We're not going to mess around with those Ys. We don't even know what to do with them.
I want to know my criminals.
I don't think they had Y in the alphabet until 1964, to be honest with you. And Brian Jones, 74, is charged with. I'm gonna give you. It's going to give you too much. I'm going to give you half of the charge because if I give you the other half of the charge, I'm giving you too much. He's charged with criminal recklessness.
okay.
And this took place in, of all places, Bloomington, Indiana.
Oh my goodness.
Mm-hmm. Right around the corner. Brian could be roaming the streets right now where we're
Bloomington
at.
is a college town, right?
It is.
Yeah.
IU.
IU, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Indiana.
You would think I'd know that going to Iowa, but, you know.
That's all right.
So, man, hash, mass, Brian Jones, 74, criminal recklessness. It's a lot of syllables.
Take two.
Recklessness.
And Bloomington, Indiana. Juiceman.
All right, you got it.
You are on the stage.
Okay. So, I'm not going to get quite as creative with this one.
Okay.
No, come on, give it to us.
Mm-hmm.
We want the full juice here.
Full juice.
You want the full juice?
Yeah.
Okay. So, your name's Brian Jones. Here you are, going to Bloomington, Indiana. You know you're in a bad place mentally because you're going to Bloomington, Indiana.
Okay.
So, what do? You probably don't live there, but you went there. So you hopped in your car, and guess what? It was a 1998 tan, rusted out on the bottom, Buick Century. You stole it from a
Miguel.
woman named Evelyn, who stole it from Miguel. And you drove your happy ass over to Bloomington, Indiana, because you were actually a guest of honor at Indiana's business school graduation ceremonies, from which you are an alumni. And, you know, having graduated anywhere from 74 to less than that years ago, there you are afterwards, and you're like, man, that was a really, really, really bad speech that I gave. I was all doped up on hash, and, I just, didn't even know what you were saying. So he felt like he had to purify himself of his sins. So what does he do? He gets in his car, or Evelyn's car, or Miguel's car, and drives his way on down to the nearest church, in which case he walks in wearing the borrowed graduation robes from the ceremony, still in those, doped up on hash, and says, "Man, take me," and then proceeds to crucify himself in the church. Boom.
The microphone's been dropped. Oh. That's it, huh?
Yeah, there is no bond. He's hanging there.
They take him down, or is he still hanging up there, do you think?
No, he's still there.
Okay.
It's one of those living artwork pieces.
So charge in the court in absentia.
Yeah. I mean, that's pretty reckless, I would say. So,
right.
That's where I'm
Interesting.
I'm more curious where the car is right now.
Yeah.
Who stole it? 'Cause it's probably been stolen by somebody else.
The pastor took it home.
The pastor? Yeah. Just like a pastor to do that.
Yeah.
All right, so that's pretty good. We got Brian giving a bad speech at the graduation ceremony because he's all hashed up, goes to church and crucifies himself. Dunc, I don't know how you top that.
Probably with the right answer.
Give it a shot.
But apparently the creativity trumps accuracy.
Depends on the
only
story.
in half of the games.
Depends on the judge.
That
You got to
is
read
true.
the judge's mind.
Brian Jones, age 74, is a disgraced former priest who was kicked out of church for being a priest at a church for telling people to drink holy water as part of their confession, knowing full well that he has just peed in said holy water. So he is out of the church. And one day he decides that he's going to have his revenge. He got all cooked up with some hash. When an interrupted mass took over, pushed the priest aside, and took over a service until he was kicked out of the church, where he stole the priest's car and got into an accident where he was arrested.
And then proceeded to steal a 1998 tan Buick Century, rusted out on the bottom.
No, it was a different car.
All right, sorry, 97.
All right, 97. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So he's disgraced former priest. He was kicked out of the church because he peed in the holy water.
And he told people to drink from the holy water.
Drink from the holy water after he urinated
knowing
in it.
fully well that he has
Okay.
urinated.
All right. So his revenge was to get all hopped up on some hash.
Yeah.
Went to church, took over the service,
Yep.
and then when he was thrown out,
Yes.
he stole the 1998 rusted up Buick Century.
That's correct. And got into an accident.
We got to
with
put a
that.
picture of my old car up on the Facebook
Yep.
page.
I love the synergy. I love the whole thing going on right there. So
That's right.
before I issue,
Hold on. We got to recap Juice's story. Did we do
Well,
that? Did we do that
before-
properly?
We did.
yeah,
Okay. All right.
yeah. So before I issue my final binding and tie-breaking decision, I'm going to tell you what the true story is.
All right.
All right. Headline: Cops. Man, 74, gave out hash cookies at mass. Suspect is known as the Cookie Man in the Indiana name. A 74-year-old man has been charged with distributing chocolate chip cookies laced with hash oil to fellow parishioners at an Indiana church, according to investigators. As detailed in a police report, 7 individuals fell ill shortly after consuming Jones' homemade cookies, which he handed out at the conclusion of a 9:15 a.m. Sunday service. All the victims, whose symptoms included nausea, lethargy, anxiety, elevated blood pressure, and paranoia, were treated at a local hospital.
What?
When police questioned Jones about the cookies, he denied knowledge of any illegal substances being added to the baked cookies, but when officers subsequently executed a search warrant at Jones' residence, they discovered 9 capsules of hash oil inside a pill container found in a bedroom where Jones often slept. In a 2014 Facebook post, one of Jones's adult children posted a photo showing the septuagenarian greeting a visitor at his home with a tray of freshly baked cookies. Quote, "At the Jones house, you are greeted with a fresh batch of cookies when you arrive." The caption notes, "They call my dad the Cookie Man."
Oh, man. You got incriminated by your own kid.
Ratted out by the son.
4 years later.
This is tough. This is tough. We got 2 tough stories.
I have no idea which way he's going to go here.
Who's going to go my way?
I know. You're going to give it to him because he's the guest host.
This is tough,
You want him to come back and help out again.
Because you really stepped it up with not only him encouraging parishioners to drink holy water, but to drink holy water
that he's urinated
in. You brought your A game with that. And you even tied in with the car thing.
Maybe I'm thinking of Brian with a Y, Brian Jones.
I think that guy. I think that might have turned it for you. But I'm gonna have to give it to the Juiceman. Juiceman wins 2 out of 3. Excellent job. And your surprise is an enormous surprise. It's that almost finished roll of paper towels. You're welcome to take that home with you. And use that to clean up around the house or clog the toilet.
Wow.
Yeah. There you
Do you
go.
guys think I could fashion those into a car charger?
You could do that. It might make your mom happy, although I'm dubious of that prospect.
You know what? That's a perfect segue for my apology. I want to apologize to Juice because before this show, your mom called and you put it on speakerphone, and I felt like I was violating the family trust there, kind of listening to her berate you about stealing her car charger. So I apologize for taking too much pleasure out of listening to the conversation, which we should probably put on the podcast at some point.
Yeah, that's going to have to work its way in. It might end up with another phone call to the Juice Man from his mom. But
that has got to be, anytime you come here, that's got to be a segment of the show. It's a segment. That is
Juice Man's mom.
Oh my God! Oh, what's her first name?
Anita.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. Yeah. Let's mark that down for
Anita. Hear more jokes.
I need more car chargers.
I needed the garage door closed.
Yes. Oh man.
Too much damn fun. I got to tell you what. Too much damn fun.
You know what? Thank you, Juice, for being here. We're going to have you on as soon as we can. I promise that. Shorty,
I hope so.
It's been fun. Money, I hope you escape from whatever
the oil painting. Hey, I actually won 3 out of 4 here.
God, maybe you shouldn't be back. Yeah, this is not...
It's almost like I should do improv or something.
Shorty, any words of wisdom to send us out with?
The words of wisdom that I have is get a new tablet because our closing music is not happening right now.
Okay.
Anybody want to sing us out?
Put your improv skills to use. Sing the Kanye song again.
I don't know the Kanye song good enough to... it's like something with a scoop and poop.
Or just fill in. Talk. And somebody give a limerick or something.
I can fill it for a little bit.
Okay.
I'm gonna give my unnecessary apology.
Okay.
And in stating, it kind of steals what DuPont was talking about here. But, Mom, I'm sorry I took your car charger without your consent, and I'm sorry that I leave the garage door open from time to time. It's really not that often though, so chill out.
It sounds like it's a frequent problem.
It's not really that frequent a problem. Like, and this the thing is, like, our garage door doesn't even have a handle, so how are they going to get in?
All right, they're shooing us off.
Oh, dang.
All right. Until next time, it's the Shorty Money and Dunc Show. Everybody have a great week.
It's been fun. See you guys later.